The Square Ball Podcast.
Welcome to the show. It's brought to you by Levi Solicitors. There's that 10% discount on your legal fees. levisolicitors.co.uk /The Square Ball. Dan, Michael and Rob. Part 2 of the show, recorded sometime after part 1 this week. So if you do notice a change in tone and maybe even a change in clothes if you're watching on YouTube, I'm not sure what we all wore, but for continuity purposes, they may be slightly different. We're all in the Christmas jumpers as it is now. We recorded part 1 before the Man City game. Now we're going to preview Arsenal after the Man City game. Has it changed your outlook slightly?
Yes. We're going to lose, aren't we?
No, we're not going to lose.
I'm weirdly more looking forward to this now after the City game, because I just think there's got to be a reaction, and I'm also kind of excited about what the atmosphere is going to be like, because I think Arsenal under the lights Saturday evening.
Bear pit.
Yeah, the fans are going to... We've been patient with the players this season and shown them a lot of affection, and I think on Saturday they need to start well and keep the crowd on their side, because I think if they do, it could be quite charged atmosphere, which could be quite fun.
I do like those atmospheres. By the way, I should say we've got a new issue of the Square Ball out for Arsenal. It's the Christmassy one. Merry Christmas. Might not be feeling very festive at the minute off the back of that drubbing at the Etihad. But yeah, another game. And that is the one good thing to come out of this is we've got the chance to put it right pretty quickly. The only downside to that is that we've got 2 players fewer, we think, because Firpo's out. Is Shackleton out? Shackleton as well?
He looked fairly injured, didn't he, as he went off yesterday?
There seems to be a few players going up to him like Forshaw and Elland, like, you sure? And he just gave it the shake of the head, like, can't do this.
We don't know anything about it yet, do we?
No.
His injury.
The evolution of the thing.
Yeah, it's a very unusual injury. There's been a small explosion inside his spine.
I've only ever seen this once before, and it was also in this squad.
All the usual stuff. Yeah, I don't really know what we're going to do, because Stuart Dallas can only play one position, can't he? And we need him at both left and right back. So
kind of need Strouk back as well.
Drama came on though, didn't he?
Drama came and Dallas moved to left back. Dallas will probably end up playing left back in place of Firpo. And I guess Ayling plays right back, or Drama plays right back, and maybe Cresswell or Drama comes in. I don't know. I do worry a little bit that Strouk might get fit and he's going to keep Ayling at centre back and have Strouk at left back. And you're going to keep with that sort of square pegs in round hole vibe.
I'd kind of like us to just play people in their actual positions, which is Ayling at right back. Give Cresswell a go.
Do you think he's for turning in that respect? Because one of the feelings about this Man City game is that surely it involves a bit of a change in mindset. Because if we go to Anfield and do the same dance again on Boxing Day, it could be similarly humiliating. And part of that, I think, is the square pegs in round holes problem, but that's Bielsa's nature, isn't it?
We don't have enough round pegs is the problem at the moment. We don't have any central midfielders. Like the midfield kind of trio, if you want to call them that, against Arsenal will still have to be, I guess, Forshaw, Roberts, who is kind of a striker, and Click, who is out of form. There isn't anyone else, is there? I know people seem to want... I don't really understand why Bates not getting on the bench, because he seems to be the best midfielder we have in the under-23s, but then he doesn't get on there ahead of Jenkins, which I don't understand Bielsa's thinking on it, but I'm sure he has his reasons. But we don't really have any midfielders, do we?
No.
And Dallas sometimes does it, but we need him at both left and right back.
Yes.
So he can't do that, can he? I mean, Jack Harrison as full-back? I've no idea what we do. I mean, we've run out of players.
We've kind of... It's so hard to predict because we've been playing such kind of weird formations or weird roles recently anyway, like you saw against Chelsea where Shackleton and Harrison were almost extra wing backs, but then we went completely away from that against City, and Roberts is swapping between playing as a striker or a midfielder. James sometimes plays on the wing, sometimes he plays up front. God knows what we're going to do, basically.
We're going to win.
I mean, we might. There's a possibility, isn't there?
There is. I mean, despite everything, despite a 7-0 dicking, despite the injury crisis, we've still got it in us to do something.
I mean, Arsenal...
You've got to bounce back against these lot after that.
Arsenal are a million miles from Man City.
Yeah.
I know they've...
Only 5 league places, though. I'm just looking at the table. They're 6th, but they're on a -1 goal difference and they've lost 6 games.
Yeah. I mean, how many points off Man City are they?
So Man City have got 41 after last night's game. and Arsenal have got 26, which is
Yeah.
a difference of 15 points already after 16 games.
The miles off them.
17 games for Man City, sorry.
So, and then we could probably highlight again that they'll have Pepe on the bench who they spent 70 million quid on or whatever, and point how unfair it is, but they're not a great side, which isn't to say they can't beat us as they did last year, but we've got a chance in a way that we absolutely probably did. Well, I mean, we beat Man City last year as well, didn't we? But it felt to me like we had absolutely no chance against Man City with the team we started with.
And they are doing Arsenal things by stripping their captain of the armband. Aubameyang's no longer the captain, which isn't the first time he's sort of fallen out with Arteta, and it sounds like he probably won't play. Arteta's been quite coy on that, but there's talk that he might not even play until after the African Cup of Nations now.
Has that been cancelled yet?
Oh, I don't actually know that.
There was talk of it being cancelled at one point, wasn't
I
there?
will have a look so we can sound informed. Hang on a minute.
I mean, there is still a possibility this game's cancelled, given the way cases have gone in the last couple of days. I did see last night that the doubling rate is 2 days, so it potentially has cancellation written all over it. Does this?
We have an indefinite postponement by the looks of it on the.
But as far as we're aware, there are no cases in the Leeds or Arsenal camp at the moment, are there? So
I think Leeds has one of the highest rates of double vaccinations, isn't it? I know that doesn't really change whether you can get it or not.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, I'm at the point of thinking a little 2-month break in the season would do us the world of good at the moment. We get to see Ben White again. That'll be nice.
Mm-hmm.
He's got his big move, hasn't he?
Now he wants to be called Benjamin.
Of course. Yeah, we've we actually played him as Benjamin White. I think he's always been Ben, hasn't he? Before, because that's his name. Which is a great answer to the question. Why do you want to be called Benjamin? Well,
it's my name.
It's my name. I don't.
It's weird, isn't it? Well, let me put this one to you then. Arsenal 6th. It feels like they're 6th despite themselves.
Yeah. It's only because no one else can be bothered to be 6th.
Yeah, because everything under about 5th is not very good, is it?
Well, like Leicester and Everton normally kick around that sort of area, don't they? And they're both having bad seasons.
Yeah, they're having the season off, aren't they?
So, yeah, they're only there because there's no one else.
Well, Arsenal and Spurs are doing that traditional thing of being about 6th and 7th now. That's just looking at the table. But, Arsenal, 26 points, we're on 16. If things had gone differently, and I know it's always ifs and buts, but Newcastle and, we turned a couple of those draws into wins, we wouldn't be a million miles off them. That's the stupid thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is winnable, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think there'll be a big reaction from the crowd. It's going to be...
I mean, what is it about the pubs opening at 11 o'clock and the kickoff not being until tea time on a Saturday really close to Christmas that makes you think that?
I'm reminded of the Hasselbank header was a night match, wasn't it?
It was definitely under lights.
Under lights, yeah. I remember that one when we just managed to spoil it for them, essentially. That was a great atmosphere.
Yeah.
And I can't remember any other time we played Arsenal. I think they basically spanked us for several years in a row.
4-0, don't they, every year for a bit.
When they had Thierry Henry and he just used to take the piss of us endlessly. But I do have some good memories of playing Arsenal. One, anyway.
Bradley Johnson, is it that one?
I mean, we lost 3-1, didn't we? So
Snoddy's penalty?
Probably not. That was good. That was at Arsenal, though, wasn't it? So, what they're good at shooting from direct free kicks and attacking set pieces. So there we go. They attempt through balls often, attack down the right, short passes, a lot of shots, non-aggressive. They'll have to be. I mean, our aggressive Junior Firpo is out, obviously, so he won't be terrorising them anymore. They've got hard man Kieran Tierney as well playing, haven't they? Probably he had a bit of a go at Alioski last year, didn't he? So, I mean, he seemed like a shit hard man, to be honest, did Tierney last year. So I'm not particularly scared of him. I think we'll lose. I can't shake it. I'm looking at their team and I'm trying to find reasons why.
They're Arsenal though, aren't they?
They are.
Looking at their most used 11, and Granit Xhaka, and we can do this, can't we?
My concern is Saka and Odegaard and Martinelli running at us.
I mean, yeah, they do have some good players,
because they can all like just pull us out of shape in the same way as Man City did. Admittedly, they have 3 players who can do it, whereas Man City had about 8. So,
but look, they're a bit like the Harlem Globetrotters, though. To me, Man City. We ran through all the values of the players in propaganda, and it's just silly, isn't it? And while Arsenal have spent a lot of money on footballers such as Benjamin White, they're not anywhere near the same level. They're just in that sort of upper middling tier, aren't they, of Premier League clubs that are probably going to be fine. They've got enough there, but they're still within touching distance of us. It just doesn't feel like they are because we got absolutely spanked at Man City.
I mean, that's the thing you said about Pepe and having a £70 million player on the bench, but he is kind of crap. Like, they've spent all this money and they're still Arsenal.
He was Bielsa, wasn't he? Was Pepe? That's how they managed to get all that money for him. Which French club sold him?
Was it Lille?
Let's assume so. It would have been.
We're really informed up.
Yeah.
So you're predicting a 3-0 win or something, Dan?
No, I mean, the truth is probably that we will end up getting a draw, and it will just see everything just ticking over just a tiny bit more. You know, you were sort of saying in the run-up to the last set of fixtures running into this difficult period, like you thought we'd end up getting like 4 points and it'd just keep ticking over. We'll probably end up getting a draw and we'll be none the wiser about where this season's heading, because a win at this stage is massive. So we probably won't get it.
Yeah, I feel like it'll be a frenzied draw that leaves us sort of full of angst yet again.
I mean, we could be in the bottom three quite soon.
No.
Well, I mean, Watford Burnley tonight, isn't it? So we'll kind of see what happens with that one.
But they're rubbish.
I just don't like Burnley being there. I feel like they're more likely to get out of it than anyone else because they always do this.
Deitch in it is what he does.
Maybe we could get Deitch. Maybe that's the way forward. People are questioning Bielsa's methods.
I mean, Michael, that'd be kind of dangerous for you, to be fair.
It would. I'd have to basically resign.
Resign? You can't resign. You're
just
in for life.
Just here forever. Do the voice again. I don't want to do it again.
Oh, dear me.
Right, let's get a draw. Let's get a draw and I'll calm down and get people back from injuries.
But, you know, like, we have it in us to turn it on. And I live in eternal hope that we have one of those performances against Arsenal. It's not like you say, it's under the lights. All the conditions are right. Under the lights. South Stand and Cheesewedge will all be shit-faced.
Can I draw your attention to some other games that were under lights? Nottingham Forest 7, Leeds United 3, Preston 6-4. Blackpool 5-0. I mean,
it can go that way, or you can fall on the side of optimism and say, well, why can't we do that? Because everyone's injured?
Yes, that's all of our best players are out.
To be honest, the main thing I'm thinking of is that Moscow's probably going to be back and I can go drinking instead, which I'm incredibly excited for after the last few weeks.
Yeah, we definitely we need some of Moscow's optimism because I think we're all too happy to wallow in this, aren't we? We're all a bit like, oh God.
Well, I'm just a bit numb to the whole losing experience, and I'm probably quite numb if we even do go down this season. Championship's an absolutely dreadful, awful place, but so is the Premier League. It's not the game I grew up with.
League One.
Yeah.
We need to keep searching.
It might be more fun than any of this.
No, we need to stay up.
You were saying before we started recording, Rob, weren't you, that like as this season has become more and more of a struggle and a grind, you are resenting more and more the fact that we didn't get to see any of the fun moments last year?
Yeah, it is really. I just find it sad now. It was easy to process at the time because there was a lot more important things going on. But now we sort of been reminded of what we've missed, and also with the City thing as well. Like the peak of what we, I guess, achieved happened at City last season, and then we go back and fans are allowed to be there, and it was like awful. But yeah, if I can have a few pints to watch Arsenal, it's fine.
I had a horrible thought actually. Just one of those weird things that pops into your head. I thought we've not won in our away kits this season, have we? I don't think we have. Who did we beat? We've beaten Watford, Palace, and who's the other one?
Watford, Palace. We went against this year.
Watford, Palace. No, not Newcastle.
It's been memorable.
Who else have we beaten?
Norwich. It was crap, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we've been in our home kit for all of them. I thought we could go through the entire season and not see a single win in an away kit.
Should we just?
And I meant that in the context of, like, you know, the maroon kit last season. It represents Rafinha. It represents Man City. It represents, you know, trouncing West Brom and all that kind of thing. Just that for me symbolises the grind of this season. I just want it to be over now, to be honest. And maybe it might get to the summer and I'll be less ambivalent, but it's just bollocks, isn't it?
This is the thing coming up from the Championship. We meant to sort of get out of all that stress of like, oh, we need to get promotion every year, and then let's just get to the Premier League and we'll stay up and then we'll relax and it'll be fine. And it's not turned out that way at all.
It's hideous. But anyway, to Arsenal and the game on Saturday. And Michael, you're terrified. Rob, what are you feeling?
We'll draw 1-1.
I think we'll lose.
I think we'll also.
And it doesn't matter, by the way. I know people get annoyed about me being pessimistic. Doesn't matter.
It's only words, isn't it?
None of this matters, really. It makes no difference.
I also think it'll be 1-1, but I live in eternal hope that we get a good performance and we get a victory. But I think it'll be. It doesn't feel like we've got like a runaway victory in us just yet.
Who plays up front, by the way? We didn't even discuss it.
Gelhardt.
Do you think I'd start him personally?
It'll probably be Roberts, won't it, or James?
It'll be James with Harrison on the wing, won't it? But I don't think it should be.
The Square Ball Podcast.